education and learning to learn. And I'm finally getting around to making a video on this, at least partially on how I feel. I grew up liking school. I appreciated school because that's all I ever knew. And I can tell you this, I have a vivid memory of preschool. We were on a treasure hunt. And we get to the sandbox because that's where treasures are buried in the sand, whatever, and X marks the spot. Me and a buddy of mine decide to start digging outside the sandbox. That should have been a clue that I held on to. Then we moved to K and first grade and second grade, etc. And every time our report cards came around, we went to meet with the principal and we talked. And I did whatever I did, satisfactory, whatever. There weren't A, B's, and C's or numbers yet. And the remarks by teachers would be, she's a very good student, but she needs to get her head out of the clouds. She needs to stop dreaming so much. She needs to pay attention. What 5-year-old do you want to keep from dreaming? What 6-year-old do you want to keep from asking questions and challenging what she's been told, or what you've accepted that she should do? So begins what I've believed to be the start of my shutdown, and not knowing who I am or was, and following the rules. Asking permission, raising your hand to go to the bathroom, to answer a question. Now, I put on hold on this is when teacher asks a question and there are multiple people in the room that want to answer. It's a small little distinction I'll make, but that's either here or there. And I've been in a lot of school, from pre to K through 12, to 4 years of undergrad, to first master's, second master's, third master's, 2 doctorates, because I thought I needed it. I thought I was required to do it. Certification, non-certification, culinary school, dental, and more that I'm not thinking about right now. But standard school. And you need to ask permission. Permission to do what? To follow directions versus be ourselves. To memorize. To memorize over and over and over and regurgitate that information for a test, for a grade. For a grade that means nothing in the long run. 4.0 GPA, 4.0 plus GPA limits people. And you're testing for a test, not the longevity of life. It creates competition and backstabbing and cheating and limiting the possibilities of what's available. Write an essay in English class. You're graded from that particular teacher's perspective. This is what it means. This is what you have to learn. This is what it means to regurgitate. You couldn't possibly have that amount of analytical prowess as a 14-year-old. Mrs. So-and-so, I have read Jane Eyre multiple times since I was 8 years old. It's also my mother's favorite book. I know this thing inside and out. Why are you questioning me? A book report on Moby Dick. Do you come see me after class? This is a very good report. Did you write it? Yes. What does this word mean? Blah, 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 blah. She didn't think I knew what I was talking about. And mind you, I did use some big words, and I looked them all up because I knew she didn't like me, and I would probably have to answer those questions. But yes, I wrote it all by myself. Me, myself, and I. History. We were taught one side of history. It had to be this way, and this is what happens, and history repeats itself. What if that didn't happen? What if that didn't happen in the way that you say it did, but it's in this book? But what about the other side of the story? World War I, World War II, whatever else is going around the world, civilization, the United States of America. How about the people indigenous to wherever you are? What's their perspective? What's the history or her story from another angle? It didn't happen one way. It happened in infinite number of ways. Depends on the person you talk to. What happened? We don't know. We don't know for sure. Just like the creation of Earth. How did it happen? Science. Humans. Whatever. And we memorize and we accept it that this is fact and this is truth. And we sit in a classroom for 8 hours a day saying yes ma'am, no ma'am, tabulating numbers, writing things down, being in competition with each other, asking questions, not asking questions, being a good little girl, because that's what she's supposed to do. And things can still fall apart because you trusted everyone else but yourself. We're meant to be creative. We get to create. But what happens when you've been pushed down and slowed down and stopped for so long? You wonder if you even have it in you anymore. You wonder if you get to share your perspective. You wonder if you get to share your words. Whether they change tomorrow, it doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter. Just speak. Or sit in silence. And realize it's you. It's only been you. And step up from that perspective. Understand it won't be the easiest thing in the world because you're used to the status quo. A lot of the people around you, even though they're reflections of different aspects of you, will try to cut you down. Keep in mind, those are the parts of you that are still trying to cut you down. Let them go. Release their power over you. And speak up. Question what's going on. Realize what you've been fed is almost entirely bullshit, and you don't have to accept it. You don't. You get to create. You get to dance the dance of life. and educate yourself by unlearning most of what you thought was important. And realize that you being you has always been and always will be more than enough.